Okay, so in my last video, you have seen the topic about access control list. The name of the topic was ACL. In ACL, we had discussed about standard ACL, extended ACL, how to apply ACL, and it was used to prevent the unauthorized access from outsiders. Today's topic is also belongs to layer 3 security, and the name of that topic is NAT. NAT stands for Network Address Translation. Network Address Translation. Like, this is the very important and beautiful topic. Why we use NAT? Because when we want to hide our internal network from outsiders. In ACL, we are using blocking, denying, or filtering the packets. But in a NAT, NAT is used to, you can say, it is used to hide internal or private IP address space from outsiders. Now, how to hide our private IP address space from outsider, that thing we had to discuss today. Like, for example, you are working in one environment like 10.0.0.1, 2, 3, 4, and that your network is connected to router. You want to change your identity. You want to change your identity when you go outside. Like, for example, you are in this network. Okay, so here I'm using one router. Okay, this router is connected with this network. Here is a switch, here is a PC, any cloud network, basic LAN network. If any outsider try to ping my private network, then what NAT will do? NAT will change the identity of my IP address. Like, for example, my IP address is 10.0.0.1, but when any outsider messes on this, it will change its identity to any new IP address. In reality, it is 10.0.0.1, but it is replying with on another IP address. So it is used for the security. Okay. So NAT is basically used to hide internal IP address space from outsiders. It is used to hide the space. In this, we are not blocking the network, okay, but we can hide our internal IP address space. Okay, so we have 3 types of NAT, but currently we are working only on PAT. One is a NAT, network address translation, and one is a PAT. PAT is port address translation. It is the type of NAT, okay, PAT. But if you want to write all the 3 types, then you can say the types of NATs are: one is static NAT, second is dynamic NAT. Dynamic NAT, nowadays we are not using this. And third is your overload NAT. And overload NAT is known as PAT actually. Okay. So if anyone asks from you, what is the difference? Sorry, what is the difference between NAT and PAT? So you have to answer PAT is the type of NAT. Okay. So after static and dynamic NAT, we have another part that is PAT. Now, what is the meaning of this? All the types of NAT we are using for changing our IP address. Okay. So all the things we have to use like this. So static NAT is one-to-one translation. One-to-one translation means, like, if any one IP 10.0.0.1 is going to change into 192.123.1.2.3. We are changing only one-to-one changes. 10.0.0.2 is changed into 200.0.0.1. Like, if we are changing one-to-one, then that is called static NAT. Okay, one to one, single to single IP change. Dynamic NAT is like many IP changes with many. Like we have one list. For example, just check my example. So one to one means like 10.0.0.1 is changed into this IP. 10.0.0.2 is changed into this IP. Like manually, I am changing your identity. I'm saying that LUIC name is for internal network, but when anyone asks from you from outsider, then you have to change your name. Then your name is Belmont. Okay, you can change your name. Many to many means you have a range of IP address like 1 to 4, and all the range is changes into specific range. Like up from 10.0.0.1 to 10.0.0.4 is the range. That entire range changes from 10.0.0.1 to 4 to 200.0.0.1 to 4. But why we not use dynamic NAT nowadays? Because, for example, when our IP addresses are increases in my LAN, my host are increases, then I have to change this like range again and again. So that's why to solve this issue that was assisted in dynamic NAT, they have many to many, yes. Like list to list, you can say that is using. But PAT is port address translation, which is known as overload NAT. Overload NAT is, you can say, extended version of dynamic NAT. Okay, overload NAT. In this, many to one translation is used. Extended version, like PAT is many to one means you are pinging with 10.0.0.1, 10.0.0.2, 10.0.0.3, 10.0.0.5, 10.0.0.4. All the IPs are translated only into one IP. Any one IP, 145, 234.5. So if your IPs are changes into one to one, then you can say it is a static NAT. Many to many, list to list changes is dynamic NAT, and many to one translation, that is nowadays used PAT, that is your overload NAT, which names is PAT. Nowadays we are working on PAT only. Okay, but yes, we can use that. Now, these are the types of NAT. So we will do all the practicals by today only. Okay, because after this we have only one topic pending, that name is IPv6 and basic security like console password, this password, that password. But let me tell you another things. You want to apply NAT, like in ACL, it was inbound and outbound ACL. Similarly, in this, the inside, when your port is inside, your PCs are inside, then you have to apply NAT. Even you are applying static NAT, dynamic NAT, overload NAT, every NAT is applied with basic commands. If 10.0.0.1, 10.0.0.2, 10.0.0.3, you have three network, like this is 10, this is 20, this is your 30, this is your 40, this is your 50. Okay. Now, if you are applying NAT on this interface, like this is, so your fast Ethernet port should be inside, and from where the packet is going outside, that is your outside. Okay. So in every NAT practical, you have to apply with that commands. Like for example, my interface FA0/0, you have to assign the things that IP NAT inside. You have to apply the commands on that interface. And from where the packet is going outside, you have to write IP NAT outside. Even you are doing static, dynamic, and overload, you have to mention this. Like for example, you are applying NAT on this router, like middle one router. Now you can see, I want to apply NAT on 20 network. Okay. So for 20, it is inside. For 40 and 50, like serial 000 and 001 is outside. So you have to mention this thing. Okay. So it will be more easy for you when I will let you know about it. So I need one design. Okay, so let me check that I have any design. So I will start that design for you. Just wait. I'm just opening Cisco Packet Tracer for you. So I have one design that is already made. My IP addressing is already done on that. So I will check that and I'm going to share the screen with you. So let me share the screen with you. Okay. This one. So this is already made design. IP addressing is already done. Only what you need only routing. So any routing you can use on this, any routing, which one you like. So first of all, I'm checking that routing is done or not. So there is no routing. So for example, I'm using EIGRP, router EIGRP1, network 10.0.0.0.0.0.0.7, network 40.0.0.0.0.0.0.3, auto summary. Because PC should be pinged, network should communicate with each other. Zero 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 3, network 20.0.0.0.0.0.0.7, network 40.0.0.0.0.0.0.3, auto summary. So you can check neighborship is done. On last router, we have two ports 50 and 30. This thing you have already done. No auto summary. So now your routing is done, IP addressing is already done. Now your PCs are pinging with each other. First packet failed due to ARP. And after that, you can check it is successful. So every time when you ping with another IP that is on another network, it will be failed, but after that it is successful. So first time it is failed, and after that you can check it is successful. Okay. Now, so we were discussing about NAT. So let me start the practical with static NAT. Static NAT is one-to-one translation. Like if 20.0.0.4, because now we have to check with the outside IP. In command prompt, when we are pinging with 10.0.0.1, it will reply with 10.0.0.1. Simple. But if we implemented NAT on this interface, this network, then we can change manually the range of IP address, or we can change one-to-one translation. So on this router, F0 by 0 is inside mode and serial 000 is your outside mode. So first of all, your step is, like if you are configuring NAT, your first step is interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0 IP NAT inside. Okay, exit interface serial 0/0/0 IP NAT outside. Like outsider will ping to my network through this interface. Now, for static NAT, the syntax is IP NAT question mark. Now you want to like change the address, inside address translation. So IP NAT inside question mark source. Which address you want to use? Source. So we have two things in source. You want to go with the list or you want to go with static. So first time I'm going with the static part. IP NAT inside source static. So they are saying which inside IP address you want to change. 10.0.0.1. So you can change 10.0.0.1 question mark. Which IP you want to show? 200.0.0.1. IP NAT inside source static 10.0.0.1 will change into globally 200.0.0.1. And if you want to change IP NAT inside source static like 10.0.0.2, you want to change 10.0.0.2 into another IP to show history. I'm copying this. So I have done with the command like interface fast Ethernet 0 IP NAT inside and outside. I want to change 10.0.0.1 into this IP, 10.0.0.2 into this IP. I just want to show you one-to-one translation. So if any internal IP will ping with me, any internal IP like ping 10.0.0.1, then it is showing its real identity. Okay. They both are showing their real identity. But if any outsider wants to ping with 10.0.0.1, check. If your outsider 20.0.0.4 is going to ping with 10.0.0.1, then it will show the new IP. And same as 10.0.0.2, 145.0.0.1. Now, why we use NAT? Because we want to like hide our internal IP address space. Why? Because hackers have any sniffing tool, any spoofing tool. They have so many tools in which they can ping to our private IP address through internet. So if, for example, their software find our IP address range, but my IP address is going to reply with this IP address. So hackers will get this IP address. In reality, these IP addresses are not available. So that's why we can like use this security concept. Yes. So this is called a static NAT because we are manually using commands for one-to-one. Okay. Understand? Now, it is very easy part. It is very easy part. Now, what is your dynamic NAT? What is dynamic NAT? So these things you have to use. This is the common things. These are the common things. So I want to apply NAT only on this. So if you want to remove the NAT, just put no before the command. Okay. So I don't want to negate this because I have to use this again. Now, what we have to do in a dynamic NAT? Now in dynamic NAT, we have studied that many to many. So here in my network, I have three PCs, 10.0.0.1, 10.0.0.2, 10.0.0.3. Okay. I want to change all the three IP address into another range. So for that, we have to use the command pool. Like if you remember in DHCP, we have used IP DHCP pool name. Same as in dynamic NAT, I have to create one pool of public IP address. Okay, so let's start with the command IP NAT question mark pool. You can define the pool of address. Pool name CCNA. Now start IP address. So start IP address is like you can take any public IP address. So I'm using 134.0.0.1 question mark. What will be your end IP address? 134.0.0.3. And now you have to write net mask and subnet mask for this. So I'm using a random subnet mask of C class. I'm using B class, but I'm using C class. It's okay. Okay. This is the global IP pool range. Okay. Global IP. Now I want to change sorry, my 10.0.0.123 into these IP address. So I have to create one access list, but that access list is for permit. Access list 1 permit. Access list 1 permit 10.0.0.1. Sorry, not for single IP. 10.0.0.0 question mark 0.0.0.7. Like I want to permit this network because there may be another network connected to this router. So I have used one pool and one access list with the name of 10.10.0.0.0 network. So same as in static NAT, IP NAT inside source question mark. In static NAT, I have used IP NAT inside source static. But in dynamic NAT, I have to use IP NAT inside source list. So what is the access list? 1 question mark. It will change with pool CCNA. Like in static NAT, what we have done, one IP was changing with one IP. In dynamic NAT, complete list is changes with pool CCNA. Do show history. I will copy this and I will send this in your group like this. I have created one pool for public IP address. I have created access list for my network, and now I have put this command. Now these IP will act as first come first serve. Okay, let me start with 10.0.0.2, 134.0.0.1, 10.0.0.3, 134.0.0.2, 10.0.0.1, 134.0.0.3. But now 10.0.0.4 is the gateway. Now you can check if I am pinging on 10.0.0.4. It is not replying. It is replying with request timeout. Why? This is the drawback of dynamic dynamic NAT. Okay. Why? Because we have created the pool for 3 IP address only. But in my network, I have 4 IP address. So if one of my another IP is extending the network, I have to change pool again and again. After some time 10.0.0.4 will definitely ping with this. Okay, after some time. Now 10.0.0.4 will ping with this because they have released the IP. 10.0.0.1 is pinging with 134.0.0.2. 10.0.0.2 is pinging with 3. Okay, now if I will ping with 10.0.0.3, it will not reply because all the IP address, all the 3 IP address are taken by 10.0.0.1, 2, and 4. So now 3 will not ping. So this is the drawback of dynamic NAT. That's why currently we are not using dynamic NAT. Okay, understand the concept. Now, nowadays we are using, first of all, I'm removing the commands, no IP NAT, no access list 1, no IP pool name, done. Now pool is removed. Now if they are pinging with their real IP address. Now at last, the very important part of this topic is port address translation. In this, I'm using same command that I have used in dynamic NAT. Wait. I'm just copying the commands of dynamic NAT. I'm using it for overload NAT, which is known as PAT. Okay. Commands are totally same of NAT and PAT, but only difference is when you are creating pool, then one will be my starting IP, one will be my end IP. And when you are writing command IP NAT inside source list 1 pool CCNA, you have to write one keyword overload there. Like it will do all the tasks by itself. How? I'm going to start. Wait. IP NAT pool CCNA. My start IP address will be same with my end IP address, net mask 255.255.255. Any IP address you can give 252. It's up to you. Access list command is totally same. IP NAT inside source static. source list 1, pool CCNA, question mark. Overload and address translation. Overload means now if any IP ping with any of the IP, if any outsider IP ping with internal IP address, it will ping only with one address. Okay, 10.0.0.3 is pinging with 134.0.0.1. Now I'm pinging with 10.0.0.4, it will ping with 134.0.0.1. If I'm pinging with 10.0.0.1, there is no effect of changes the IP. So by default, nowadays we are using overload NAT. So it is the very important topic of after ACL. It is used in layer 3 security. So this is all about your network address translation. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me and I'm going to save this video for you. Thank you.